Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of July 13th through the 19th. And during that time, we'll have a waning gibbous moon. And, that's the energy after the full moon, and things are starting to wind back down. It's a really good time for self-reflection and rebirth, a good time to make positive changes and get rid of bad habits and negative thinking and work towards your goals and accomplishment. Just kind of put everything aside, focus down, and get some things done. Then we do have the last quarter moon that comes in on the 18th or the 19th, kind of depending on where you are. And that's a really good time for reflection, releasing what no longer serves us, and kind of preparing for new beginnings. Taking responsibility for things that we have recently been doing, and just kind of doing that reevaluation and getting ready for a new start. So pay attention to those moon energies as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for the energies that we may or may not encounter this week. So, of course, Aquarius, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message card for this reading is bring love into the situation. So let's see what the Aquarius Collective has going on. And as I'm shuffling, I would like to let you know my weekly reminder this week is that you take time to meditate. So try to go within, still your mind, your body, just quiet yourself and explore. So if this is something you already do, then you know what I'm talking about. If meditation is not something that you practice, it's a really good time to maybe try to work that into your daily routine right now with the waning gibbous, because it's just a really good energy for self-reflection and meditation. So maybe give it a try this week, even if it's just a few minutes. For some of you, it was hard for me when I first started just to even settle down for a few minutes. Some days it still is for me. I'm just a very active, hyper person, and it's like sitting still for 5 minutes. It's a lot. But other days, not other days. And there's also aids, out there for you. Like especially YouTube is just a great resource for different meditations. If there's something that you're working on, or you want to work on your focus, or you need a few minutes to just relax. There's really good guided meditations for different things. There's some for deep sleep at night also, which I use sometimes if I'm having sleep issues. So there's a lot of resources out there for meditation, and that is just my weekly reminder, is that you give that a try if it's not something that you already do. All right, Aquarius, July 13th through the 19th, bring love into the situation. Let's see what you guys have going on. So your present energy right out of the gate here is the Knight of Wands. So moving forward and some sort of passionate action. There's something that you're involved in right now that's really, it's lit a fire under you. You're doing things and getting things accomplished when it comes to this thing that you're very, very passionate about. So great energy there. Your current situation is the High Priestess. So this is our card of mystery. This is our card of I see this as being, are you listening to your intuition? This is a card about that. Maybe your dreams. This is about, your subconscious. If there's something telling you, or there's signs that, you're paying attention to when it comes to this thing that you're so very, very passionate about. So pay attention to things like your dreams and watching those synchronicities in the universe, and just the things that you're feeling on the inside, things that you intuitively know that you should be doing or not doing. So pay attention to that. At the root of your situation is the Five of Swords. So maybe you're coming off of, what could be some sort of argument. This is a card. This definitely involves other people, and it definitely involves words or messaging. Typically this card is it's taught to us tarot readers to be, the meaning would be winning through deceit or underhanded tactics. Now, I see this card, sometimes that applies. Sometimes that makes sense to me, but sometimes I see it as just words that were being exchanged. And the way I see it is, you got these two people in the back. This person looks pretty confident that these swords, these words that he's dropped to these people, he's feeling pretty good about it. They don't look too happy about it. But maybe it was something that needed to be said. Were feelings hurt? And where are you in this situation? Are you the person who, has said the thing or has heard the thing? So ask yourself that. Anyway, that's the root of your situation here. In your recent past is the Two of Cups. So some sort of coming together in partnership with someone. And it could be that that's the person that you're having words with. It could be just, some, maybe a friendship, just some words were exchanged or something, or feelings were hurt. Maybe yours or theirs. But that's just kind of an energy that's kind of going on around this situation right now. What's on your mind is the Knight of Swords. So, here we've got the other knight down here, the Knight of Wands, who, when we look at the knights, we look at the horses. So the Knight of Wands horse is, there's some movement and it's going pretty rapidly. Knight of Swords horse, though, is really on the run. And this is air energy. This is about messaging. This is something coming in quickly, or since it's on your mind, it could be something that you think needs to be said. Maybe these two swords that you dropped here, there's this other one that you're like, I should have said that thing too. So think about that in your messaging. Is there something that needs to be said? And, can you do it in a gentler way, maybe, so we're not hurting feelings? So watch for that. What is just ahead of you is the Hermit. So, here comes the Hermit to make you kind of self-reflect. And, again, this High Priestess is having you go within. Are you doing things on an intuitive level, passionately, or, are things just falling out of your mouth that maybe shouldn't be? Do you need to maybe self reflect? Look at your own, the Hermit is about inner searching for inner wisdom. And it could be about the situation, maybe with a friend, family member, someone at work, someone around you where words are definitely being exchanged and you're having kind of a conflict of opinions. So, be thinking about that a little bit. In your advice position is the Emperor, who I'm going to call the star of the readers of the cards this week, because he's been in, I want to say, let's see, I'm on reading 11 right now. I think he's been in 10 or 9 of the readings. But your advice is to be a leader, is to be stable. This is a 4 in the major arcana, is to be the person that can get things done, to be, the authority, to be just that really strong person to, and if that's you, then that's just who you have to be right now. You need to get things done, and you need to really step in and embody that emperor spirit, which it's about leadership, and it's about just having a very clear vision of the things that need to get done, and then just really applying those things and being a leader for the people around you as well. All right, what is beyond your control this week is the 7 of Cups with a lot of choices. So beyond your control looks like a lot of things are coming in, and you do have a lot of different choices to make. Let your intuition guide you, let this inner searching also guide you, and let the fact that you need to be, again, like the Emperor, and you need to make quick decisions. So don't let these decisions linger too long. Make sure that you're making them for the appropriate reasons, if that makes sense. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid? Well, I hope you're trying to avoid a little bit of dissatisfaction. So maybe you're not super happy with all the choices that the universe is offering you here, but you do need to choose quickly, and if hopefully you're trying to avoid that dissatisfaction. And when you choose, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, listen to the signs of the universe around you, the signs that have been telling you which direction you need to move in. In your outcome position here is the 8 of Swords. So are you going to end the week here with feeling a little bit stuck? And it could be that you get a little mired down in these decisions or in these words that have been exchanged. So, um, your overall message here was bring love into the situation. You may need to apologize if there were some words exchanged here. You may need, and this could be your partner. This could be like a romantic partner, but it could also be a friend, a coworker, somebody. Sounds like somebody needs an apology or needs love brought into the situation, a little more understanding. Maybe even if you pull that person aside, apologize, and try to get on the same page, and just communicate. Anytime you have arguments or things like that, it's usually just a miscommunication. So, try to get on the same page with that person if you can, and bring love into the situation. What is hidden from you, Aquarius? Judgment this week. So This is either your judgment of others or their judgment of you, but that's hidden. So there's no judgments, and it looks like that makes it pretty easy to, again, maybe apologize, bring some love into that situation, and get to a place where you can be on the same page together. Let's get a final message here from the Soul Oracle deck. Final message for Aquarius from Soul Oracle, July 13 through 19. Correct your mistakes. Interesting. So were some of those words that came flying out maybe not the nicest things you've ever said? It's okay. We've all done it, right? It's okay to apologize. Let's also get a self-care wisdom card here for you. What does Aquarius need to be doing in the way of self-care? And the card is to change course. Just love these cards. A closed door is an invitation from life to move in an even better direction. It's time to change course. Yeah, so there may be some course correction here. You know, you've got some decisions to make, some inner searching to do, and the universe is definitely saying pay attention to your intuition, your dreams. There's signs out there. So, you know, you may feel stuck here at the end of the week. I'm not going to be surprised by that, but I think with working on some of these things, you can start that unsticking that as you move into your next week. So, thank you for coming here today. And if you want to come back next week, let's see if this energy changes, and hopefully we get kind of unstuck and we're back and rolling and getting things going again. So, Aquarius, I really do appreciate your time here with me today. If there is something that you picked up here, you know, if you want to leave me a comment down below, that would be great. I'd love to get that sort of feedback. You know, let me know, you know, what kind of big choices are you having to make, and what kind of inner searching, you know, what things are going on. Did you have to do an apology this week? Of course, if you're comfortable sharing, you can leave me a message there. I do post weekly, so come back next week. Again, we'll see if this energy changes. If you like my reading style, please like and subscribe. Uh, it really helps my channel, and it'll help you find me next week when you come back to see where the story goes. So until then, Aquarius, good luck with all this, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.